Hello ladies and gentlemen, subscribe Astro Sunder and press the bell icon. Today we are going to see monthly September 2019 horoscope for zodiac sign Taurus. Taurus, as September starts in Virgo, you will feel quite well suited to it as it unrolls in front of you. You will be confident in work, relationships, and as far as you know, in yourself. However, the month also holds the shift into Libra, which will feel less familiar, and more like a romantic comedy that you're stuck in. Good news is, you can walk out of the theater at any time, since the romantic comedy isn't necessarily happening to you. Friendships at the beginning of the month will be mostly comfortable and small group hangouts, where you'll find yourself feeling at peace, and not too stressed. Most relationships should continue as normal, with maybe some friction about working too much, or other people not handling work too much themselves. As the month continues on, relationships will shift, as will everything else. You will find yourself suddenly having very revealing conversations with friends that normally stayed quite superficial. Communication will shift from decent to so clear that you may be read like a book, which isn't your favorite. It isn't that you are especially secretive, it's more than you have steadfast judgments and opinions that you stick to no matter what. These are not always popular, and depending on what sort of signs you were raised around, you are likely to have gotten good at holding back how you feel around just anyone. Now, no such luck. One little look, a snide comment to the side, it will all be picked up, registered, and filed by your local Virgo. Actually, everyone will be filing it. Some with more awareness than others. Keeping this in mind as you communicate will be beneficial. You will feel dynamics change as you are more apt to seek advice from friends that you have supported in the past and will probably support again right then and there. There will be plenty of give and take on the rope of friendship. No worries about pulling too hard or depending too much on someone. You're unlikely to let yourself, and by this time, the person you're dealing with is more likely to chirp up and let their boundaries be known. Although you are familiar with boundaries, you yourself have some mighty fine ones. If not all terribly logical, they do their job. It is important to keep those boundaries sacred even after this period has passed. They may not vocalize it again once Mercury shifts away, but it is a good thing to remember that those boundaries are still there. Personal relationships at work will also shift and become, well, personal. Starting off, though, you will find your workplace surprisingly grinding away almost as hard as you are, with improvements finally being implemented, and projects that seemed never ending, nor never starting finding logical and timely conclusions. This will be very satisfying for you. You will find work a comfortable place to hide in, which is probably best to avoid, while at the same time still keeping up your good work ethic. Balancing work and your own needs will be more difficult during this time, and your usual attempts at self-care will feel barely ample to make up for how you are feeling. But the attitude at work will fill you with a sense of calm and kind of a zen vibe. And along came Libra, and now no one will shut up. It's really not that bad, you think, probably, but it really is not your favorite when everyone gossips. You will keep plugging away regardless, although now you have your own imbalances start to peak out and demand attention. Breaks will feel better, vacation time more tempting, and you mustn't punish yourself for these thoughts by working harder and relaxing less. Although work relationships won't be totally awful, and you might find some joy in the distraction from yourself, it's definitely important to keep aware of what is useful and what is getting in your way. In terms of your sense of self, your first weeks of September will find you feeling nice and trying to match your environment to how you want to be inside, comfortable and pleasant. Warm soft textures and colors will be your go-to. As you are working so hard, it's okay to let yourself have these pleasures, especially as we go into Libra season, as it is all about balance. Work, play, peace. This should all work together within you in harmony, and not one trying to drown out the other for whatever reason. You will not be as happy and content whilst the shift begins as to say you were during that earthy Virgo season, though you will still seek comfort and aesthetically pleasing surroundings, but more to distract yourself from what's occurring in your sense of self. It won't be so drastic, that you are miserable, but it will be subtle changes that you will notice. You know yourself, and the fact that you have been imbalanced and hadn't noticed, just tried to cover it up and avoid it, may annoy you. Don't be impatient with yourself. Different priorities take the front stage while you are going along this great expanse of time that is life. As well as the fact that some planetary alignments allow for inner peace and some simply can't be bothered. It could be difficult to go back to a healthy mindset if it's been a while. Definitely seek comfort and ask for help while avoiding avoidance simultaneously. Again, being comforted is fine. Running away from what is bothering you is not. As you work everything out within, you will find yourself finally coming to a place of peace and calm. This month will find you feeling good and leave you feeling good. It's just all of that stuff in the middle that will be something to prepare for.